welcome back to our channel, and welcome to the official start of Big Box of Books season number 2 for 2023.
So if this is your first big box video you're seeing, we are volunteer church librarians. So as part of our job, we have to go through all of the donated books and see which ones the church is going to keep and which ones they're going to sell.
Let's get started. Okay, so we always love going through the boxes. It's a fun job.
We do.
we
love doing this.
I love doing this. Kate's a little bit unsure at times, but let's see what's in store. Right on top, we have John Paul the Great, so can't go wrong with that, right? This is Crisis Magazine. Definitely, it has seen a crisis, as you can tell. It's pretty wavy, so I'm not sure what we'll do with this, but still a good omen to start with John Paul the Great. Next up, we have this book about Our Lady of Akita, which I believe is an approved apparition of the Catholic Church of Our Lady to a nun in Japan. I only know a little bit about this. I actually believe it was a statue of the Blessed Mother that spoke to the nun in Japan. Maybe this is our opportunity to learn more about Our Lady of Akita. I have to admit, I am curious.
Radio Replies, the second volume. That Catholic Church, a radio analysis.
This is the third volume.
Oh, okay.
This is the first volume? You have 1,
2, and 3.
We have 1, 2, and 3. So that's really cool. Yeah, I've heard of this series before. I might be wrong, but I believe it was originally a radio broadcast in Australia. Talking about the Catholic faith, is that right? Father Rumble and Father Carty got on the radio and they would just answer people's questions. And I guess these all got put into this series, which looks like kind of fun. Volume 1 is from 1938 with a preface by Fulton Sheen, an unusual find. Here also is the New Catholic Children's Bible. Okay, so, oh gosh, this is a type, like scary illustrations, but I guess Moses was very angry at that moment. Here's long-haired, blonde Jesus. That's interesting. Okay, so there you go.
David of Jerusalem by Louis de Waal.
Oh my gosh, I love Louis de Waal. That's awesome. What an awesome find. Okay, and I love King David. He was such an amazing witness for God. A sinner, yes, but he also was a man after God's own heart. So I just have to hold this. This will have to go in my to-be read pile, which I'm trying to sort of slim down, but there's always room for King David. All right, this title catches my eye. Has the Catholic Church gone mad? I don't know. Has it? By John Epstein. Well, that's definitely, that's clickbait title right there.
Yeah.
Clickbait from whatever year it was published, which is what year? Let's see, 1971 clickbait. Okay, so
read bait.
The new, he doesn't like Vatican II. He's examining the new mass, things like that.
It could be interesting to read.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
It might not align, but it could be interesting to read his opinions.
So it's hard to tell from the title. Does he think it's gone mad, or is he going to prove the point that it hasn't gone mad? We don't know.
What's this book? Just hell. Just hell. That's all we've got here.
Okay, that says it all. Okay. Nice.
The Dogma of Hell.
The Dogma of Hell.
How to avoid hell.
Okay, well that's good. That could be helpful. Right. This book looks like it might have had a little time in hell. It's kind of beat up and stained in places, but Lent is coming, so, But we brushed up on hell last year with our book, Saints Who Saw Hell. We're good. And along those same lines, we have The Hell Catholic by Father X. Oh my gosh, where did they get these books? Who is Father X? We don't know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. The Hell Catholic. Published by Sheed and Ward in 1952. And Father X's identity is not revealed. So he's waiting for a boat to Europe and he's going to take us, I don't know,
I don't know what he's doing here.
We don't know what he's doing. We'll have to investigate Father X more. If you know who Father X, if you've come across him before, let us know.
Behold the Lamb of God. Communion prayers for the sick.
Oh. Okay, a prayer book, that could come in handy.
Most normal one so far.
Okay, so yeah, you don't want to end up in hell, so get to communion, right?
Prayers for the lungs, for speech.
That could actually be very helpful
Terminal
for someone
illness.
to help. I don't know, the church might want to keep that one.
Yeah. The Life and Revelations of Saint Gertrude.
Oh. Is that Gertrude the Great, or Gertrude of Neville?
The Great.
The Great, okay.
The Great.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that must be really interesting. All of her private revelations from Jesus. Okay.
Oh, good find.
Yeah. It has a picture of her in the front. So cool. Gertrude the Great right here. How old is this? From 1949, Newman Press. Okay, right on top here we have The Splendor of the Rosary by Maisie Ward. I know a lot of people really are fans of Maisie Ward. I don't know if I have really read that much of her writing. So this looks like her rosary reflections. Oh, it's got illustrations too. Famous paintings. Okay, so really beautiful black and white illustrations to go with the book.
The fold out.
It has a cool fold out in front too.
Interesting.
1945. So it cost $2.50 in 1945. We have our first contestant in the ugliest cover of 2023.
That's just strange.
It's just strange. I'm not sure what school of art this cover work is from. It's, okay. You are not your own.
Bubble Man art.
Bubble Man Arts. Copyright 1954. I was thinking it doesn't have the weird 70s look, and yet it is unique all in itself. So you are not your own. I have no idea what this is about. Politics, your neighborhood, parish. Oh, it's about living in community. So there you go.
Why Catholics can't sing. The culture of Catholicism and the triumph of bad taste.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. So that is an interesting question, why Catholics can't sing. Okay, how is your parish with singing? Are you guys okay? Or, ours is kind of hit and miss. We have some good singers. We have daily mass is the worst, I'll confess. When someone tries to start singing, there's no cantor, there's no organist, and people are all over the place. And sometimes it's really hard not to just burst out laughing because we sound so awful. We are making a joyful noise unto the Lord. I wonder, has the history of singing in the Catholic Church always been a little, room for improvement?
He quotes himself, "I am just a concerned American Catholic layman who has searched for reasons behind the uninspired singing at most, certainly not all, Catholic liturgies."
He's laying it on the line.
Sounds like he's got a bit of a personality.
Yeah. All right, next we have this one. Creative Personality in the Religious Life by Sister Marian Dolores. That's an interesting question with the vow of obedience that most nuns or sisters live under. How can you have a creative personality? Well, Sister Dolores is glad you asked, because here you go. This is a gentle, common sense approach to dealing with the underlying neurotic personalities which show up in the religious life. So, not quite. Well, that's interesting. That's all I'll say. The neurotic personalities. I wonder if someone would have thought like St. Francis was a neurotic personality, because he was definitely extreme.
The Angry Christian.
Oh, maybe Father X wrote that one too.
Nope, this was by Bert Gezi, How to Control and Use Your Anger.
Okay.
So
Bert has his picture on the back.
Fine gentleman.
That looks like a 70s picture to me. I don't know, but we'll see.
Oh, I don't know. 1980.
1980, the tail end of the 70s, when authors would still wear a suit and tie for their pictures on the back cover. That's Bert. This one has another intriguing title, The Deliverance of Sister Cecilia. Okay, the story of a nun who escaped to freedom. Okay, I would want to say, I think this is about a nun who escaped from communist Russia. I'm not really sure. I mean, golly, it's falling apart. But I'm pretty sure that sounds a little bit familiar. The underground. Yep, it's communism. Oops.
Gotta have some communism.
Yes, we have to have some communism in this box, but good news, Sister Cecilia escaped. Could be a very good story to read, but this copy is sadly not going to make it on the bookshelves.
Yeah. Anyway, the story of John Michael Talbot, troubadour for the Lord.
Okay, so
It's inscribed.
is it inscribed by the author? No, just inscribed by Joe.
It says, "Dear sisters." No, he came in concert to our church.
Oh my gosh. All right, so yes, indeed.
So I guess those go together.
Okay, so here is his picture. He came to our church back in the day. It's been a while now, but
When did he come? 2014, almost a decade ago.
A decade ago. I did not. That's before our time here at this parish. Yeah, I had to say, our church, we get awesome speakers and stuff. We had Chris Stefanik last year. We're about to have Dr. Edward Shree. So, yay. John Talbot. Two lucky people got to see him in person.
Seniors.
2 lucky seniors at senior tickets, $18 each to hear him. Wow. Okay.
All right. Anyway.
A little bit of history. We'll go right from John Michael Talbot to Thomas Aquinas. The Aquinas Catechism, a simple explanation of the Catholic faith by the Church's greatest theologian. Now, this interests me because I'm doing catechism in a year with Father Mike, so I would love to read this book. It looks like it's pretty well laid out and easy to read, so the library, I think, needs to keep this one, and I need to be the first one to check it out.
Of course you do. The Larks of Umbria. Never heard of that.
Umbria, that's in Italy, right? So that could be about saints who live, like Clare, Francis, those type of people. Yeah, those guys.
I think it is about Saint Francis.
Yeah, definitely. I see Clare in there.
Francis loses his temper. Francis founds his
Oh, wait, I have
order.
a book for him. That other book, The Angry Catholic, right?
Francis?
Yeah, there you go.
Francis, would you like to have a talk with Bert over here?
There you go. We solved your problem, Francis. You're welcome.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, so next is a book about Saint Edmund Campion, who was a martyr in England during the Elizabethan reign. So a very famous saint. He was very courageous, ministering to the English people, also written by Evelyn Waugh. So, wow, to a great saint and a great writer, all in a very old and kind of dilapidated paperback.
When Christ and his saints slept. Big, chunky book.
Is that like they were sleeping in the Garden of Gethsemane? Well, Christ
No,
wasn't sleeping then.
This review on the front says it's a novel.
Oh, like a
So,
fiction? Okay.
I'm guessing it's fiction. It has to be fiction then.
Fiction, right? Yeah, historical fiction
Historical.
of the church in 1135.
Or
So
something along those lines.
it looks like it's a long story. So if it's good, that could be very good. We'll see. I haven't heard of it. So if anybody knows about it, leave us a comment. In Garments All Red, the story of Maria Goretti. She was a 12-year-old girl, I think she was around 12, who was murdered by a man who worked for her family, but then she famously forgave him right before she died. And I think he went on to become a religious, or he converted. He had a major conversion and repented of his sins. This is such a fascinating story because the man who killed her was actually one of the chief witnesses at her cause for canonization. And then it says here that right before he died, he evidently had a very painful death. And he said, "I am going to be again with Maria in paradise." Hopefully that was after his conversion, because otherwise Maria would not be excited to see him coming. But she forgave him, so it's all good.
A seal upon my heart. Autobiographies of 20 Sisters.
Oh, it's a nun book. I love nun books.
An old nun book.
I especially love books like this when they talk about why they chose to pursue their religious vocation. I have others. We should do a video about that. Let us know in the comments if you want to have a video about all our favorite nun books. I'm sure that would be really popular.
Books about nuns.
Or not. Yeah. So next is this one, the Rose and Petaled, and I bet this is about Saint Therese, and I only know that because I had just read another book that talked about how she unpetaled a rose over a crucifix right before she died. So let me see if I am right. Yep. The little flower right here, the Rose and Petaled.
This little book with a star on it.
I love stars, so I'm drawn to that one.
Christmas is Always. Christmas book.
Who is that saint? Oh, that's Jesus.
Jesus.
That's Jesus. The stigmata fooled me. It could be Jesus. It could be Saint Francis, Padre Pio. Some of the ladies who had. Well, it was obviously a man, but
yes, it was obviously a man. It's by Dale Evans Rogers.
Like Roy. Roger. Oh, Dale Evans Rogers was the wife of Roy Rogers, the cowboy. Was she Catholic? Oh my gosh.
Who's he?
Okay, that's interesting to think about. Was she Catholic? I have no idea. Of course, she could have just written a book of Christmas reflections. But the picture in the front does show Jesus with his 5 wounds, and that's not something I find a lot in Protestant literature. I mean, they don't even want Jesus on the cross a lot of times. So, interesting find. Okay, next we have the Glories and Virtues of Mary, which is very beautiful on the front, but no spine. That's all right. We all have, imperfections. I'm going to say this is probably Alphonse Liguori. Oh no, it's Reverend
Alberoni.
I can never say his name. Okay, so that could be really good also. I mean, we'll just overlook that it doesn't have a spine. Maybe not for the bookshelves in the library, but definitely it could be for someone's personal library. Beautiful pictures inside.
Here's its spine.
Oh, oh good. He found the spine. So there you go.
Good as new.
It's like new. Perfect. Okay. Little tape here. So it's
Saint Rita.
Oh, Rita. Saint Rita of Cascia.
Yeah.
Looks like an old copy. That's a good find.
So looks like it could be good, and it's in good shape too.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty old. So I know a lot of our viewers out there have mentioned that they have a particular devotion to Saint Rita. So Rita says hi. Right now we have this book, Words to Warm the Heart, Book 3, by Donna Henley, Scribe. Okay. This is a very unusual book. I don't know. I don't know quite what to make of it. She lives in Memphis, Tennessee, and it has her street address. Wait a second. Haven't we been over this before? Don't write your address on books that you're giving away. It's a collection of encouraging thoughts. I don't even know if this is religious, but we'll look into it later.
Strange. Night's Bright Darkness, a modern conversion story.
Love a good conversion story.
Nice brand new book from Ignatius.
Who is the conversion story about?
Sally Reed.
Okay.
Yeah.
That name doesn't sound familiar, but...
Semi-recently.
What's her story?
I don't know. Read the book and find out.
I don't know. Okay. So Sally Reed converted. Yay!
She had a conversion story, and apparently Ignatius wanted to make it into a book.
All right, here is a little book, Minute Meditations for Every Day. I love these little books. I find like they're very short. Like really the meditation probably doesn't even take you a minute, maybe 30 seconds. We have several of these floating around our house, and they're just fantastic. I like to give them to my teenagers for confirmation, different versions of this, because I always challenge them. Surely you can spend 30 seconds with Jesus every single day using a book like this. You'll be glad to know Pagan Cat is safely inside and eating her food.
Yeah.
We're not starving her.
You hear jingling in the background.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. But anyway, we can move on to the practice of the vows. Guidance and wisdom to the religious. Not for us, clearly. Yellow sheet of paper.
It can be for anyone. Okay.
That's nice.
An old bookmark.
Oh, I saw something else. And a much more interesting bookmark.
Oh, what a beautiful vintage holy card. Oh, it's in Latin. We studied Latin here, but
In middle school.
Yeah. We've studied Latin here. It's been a while. Something my soul magnifies the Lord. No, that's probably not what it says. Right. This is it. Isn't that a beautiful holy card?
And then there was this one also, which is in English, thankfully. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace, from St. Francis.
Beautiful. We're almost to the end of the box. We have 3 left, and one of them is called Tongues of Fire by Frances Parkinson Keys. Now, I don't know a whole lot about her. I always get her confused with the guy who wrote the Star Spangled Banner. Wasn't that? I don't know. Something Keys.
Hold on.
Maybe I'm wrong. Not the same person. No. Let's see. So she has won international acclaim as the author of a number of outstanding religious nonfiction books, including Therese, Saint of a Little Way, The Grace of Guadalupe, and The Third Mystic of Avila. So, gosh, this could be very good. One to get to know. Francis Scott Key was the guy who wrote the... Oh, yeah, okay. My brain is getting muddled.
Come here, you. Let's get more than your tail
Okay.
on screen.
Here we go.
We got a pagan.
Here we go. Pagan Cat's come to check out the religious books.
She's looking for her Christmas tree.
Yeah, she's sad because we took the Christmas tree down the other day after Epiphany, and now she's wondering where it is. We found a collection of 3 tennis balls that she had hoarded behind the tree. Cosmo was not happy. Here you go, Kate.
All right. Oh, and goodbye. All right. Well, we have Theology of the Old Testament, if anyone is curious.
Yeah. So surprisingly, a lot of people really want to get their hands on these old theology books. So this is a good find.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's your thing, it's not all of our things.
But apparently, it's a lot of people's things.
Yes, a lot of scholars,
There's
a lot of people out there.
For it.
Yes, definitely. The church has sold a lot of old theology books, and I'm just happy when they go to a good home. And then the very last book is Outlines of Bible Knowledge, which again looks like it's from 1910. So this book is over 100 years old. Wow. I should be wearing gloves or something, right? Okay. And it's in fantastic shape. Good quality. Oh, it has really pretty illustrations in it. So again, I know that we can find a nice home for this. Someone will be really happy to go ahead and get this book. Oh, look, a picture from 1910. That's pretty good, right? It is the island of Patmos. Okay. So we're definitely ending on a good note with Big Bin number 7. So it looks like we're off to a good start. The first Big Bin of 2023 is a winner for sure.
No ugly covers.
Yeah, we had one ugly cover.
No, just really strange stuff.
No cruise ship pictures like we had in the last box.
No, just our concert tickets.
Concert tickets, and also Father X, and why can't Catholics sing? I have to read that.
We have to read that book. It sounds like he's got an attitude.
Yeah,
and a lot to say.
I mean, he has pondered this question so much he wrote a whole book about it. So anyway, as always, we thank you for joining us today. It's always fun to go through these boxes with you.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.
Bye.